And the Lord said to me, tell her not to fast anymore. And I said to her, stop fasting. You can continue with your prayer, but stop fasting. Don't fast again. Don't fast so you don't die. Don't fast again. There are people who have fasted and the Lord answered their prayer. And God is still answering prayers today. And I fast. Don't think I don't fast. I fast. Be led. That is the point. When the devil wants to destroy you and he can't find something bad to use, he can use the good and still destroy you. So be sensitive. Be very sensitive. And I told her, don't fast so that you don't slump. And she called me. I said she has slumped 3 times. 3 times. Well, I prayed for her and told her what the Lord told me to tell her. Last year it was the same thing. And then this year again. A woman of God sent me a message. She fasted last year just for end of the year retreat. That's what she fasted. I think it was 14 days. And after the fast, the Lord did great things to the glory of His name. And then this year, this month, she said to herself, 21 days now. And she began 21 days. She didn't tell me, but the Spirit of God kept reminding me of this woman. Until one day, I decided to reach out to her. Called her so many times, she didn't pick. And then after a few days, she sent me a message and said she was admitted in the hospital. And they had to give her blood. Because she just came home now. She's resting. I said, okay, I'll call you. And then when I called her, she said she's on 21 days fasting. So they gave her, is it transfer or what? The blood. She came back home and she continued the fasting. Continued the fasting. I said, how are you now? She said, I'm weak. I'm getting weak. And I said to her, by the Spirit of God, stop the fast. Stop the fast. You see, don't paint a picture of God that He is not, it's not in His, it's not His character. This is one thing that a lot of messages have done to believers. That you paint a picture, if you don't die, He's not going to answer you. That if God must give you this thing, then you must fast, you must, no. There is a definition that we should be careful. There is an attribute that don't use your personal encounter with God to create a character that a generation will perceive that if this is not done this way, then God will not act. It may be for you, depending on your destiny. So he wants you to seek him, to press. It's not for everybody. It's not for everybody. It's not for everybody. I found out one thing with God. When he was taking me through this teaching of fasting, and he said, if you can fast for 3 months, there is one thing that explains it. I have given you the ability. You have that ability, the grace, and the capacity to fast for 3 months. If someone that is not given that grace should try it, 2 things are involved. It is either the person slumps and dies, and you think God will say, oh wow, get up, rise up. The person is gone. I've seen ministers of God slump even on the altar. You think they just took the person and buried the person? No. The prayer warriors, the wife, the children would have taken him inside, prayed for him, cried unto God, and the man is still there. We should be very careful. We should be very careful. As the body of Christ, we should be very careful. We should be very careful when we want to teach concerning our kind of dealings with God, especially when it has to do with fasting. We should be very careful. I pressed into God. I pressed and pressed until I fasted for 200 days, and God revealed himself to me. And someone there is saying, okay, that means God is hard to see. I have to fast for 21 days. And a young man will start to fast for 21 days. For 200 days. Same way. Fasting will help you spiritually. If you cannot balance it, it will shorten your lifespan. It will deal with your body. It will deal with your body, your physical body. And when the physical body is weak, even the spirit has to live. We should be careful. We should be careful. There's nothing wrong with sharing all of that. But in your sharing, ensure that you balance it. Ensure that you balance it. And I said to her, stop. I had to break the fast for her immediately. And I said, Lord, what is going on? What are we doing? You just ended 14 days fasting, December last year. And this month, January, 21 days. With which body? Are you still young? You see, we spiritualize a lot of things. With which body? The body in his 40, 50. And you can say, well, that man of God is doing it and he's in his 50s. The strength of the spirit that is upon him, that even the body cannot resist. But for you that is given 2, don't stretch it to 5. You have a problem.